My name is Patrick. I am 32 years old and a trainee paramedic who lives a lucky but otherwise unremarkable existence. When I first heard about the idea of gay marriage a few years back, I was against the idea. Not because of religious reasons or prejudice, but because I felt like gays had enough rights and shouldn't be asking too much. Close enough is good enough, I thought. Before you wish upon me the headbutt of a bearded anarchist, consider two things. Firstly, I am gay. Secondly, my views have drastically changed since then. I wanted to tell you why. Let me start by introducing you to my family. My parents Trish and Tony have 4 boys. I am the youngest, then there's Michael, Chris, and Steven. We are just an average family in many ways. We are what you would call middle class, live in the suburbs and get along well but with just the right amount of dysfunction to make things interesting. But there is one big difference. In my family, half of us are gay. I am the youngest. I am gay. My 2 older brothers are also gay. The eldest of the boys flies the sole straight flag for the brothers. He is married with 2 girls, Josie and Mary. Where the story gets really interesting, however, is how we have turned this freak of genetic nature, something that had the potential to divide us, into our greatest strength. Our unlikely expansion began with my second eldest brother, Chris. He and his partner Craig have been together for 14 years and one day announced they were having a child with close friends of theirs, Kathy and Marilyn, a lesbian couple. This was obviously planned, but was planned privately, so came as a surprise to the rest of us, albeit an exciting one. Once their daughter Zella was born and I realized how loved, adored and adorable she was, how could my humanity not overpower my stubborn views? They have since had a boy, Jude, and I have gained a niece, a nephew and 2 new sisters. Patrick Lukins and his big, gay, loving family. Photographs supplied. This was great and the family had never been happier. My oldest 2 nieces now had cousins and my parents were stoked to have 2 more grandchildren. Personally, it maybe took me longer to adjust to the unconventional family we had seemingly become. But that was to all change drastically when I was asked if I would like to become a father. Again, it was 2 close friends. A lesbian couple, Alana and Kylie. Alana is my sister-in-law's younger sister. We had been discussing the idea for years, usually after a few drinks, but one day they said, okay, let's discuss this seriously. After a couple more years, lots of IVF appointments, counseling sessions and a fairly sizable chunk of cash, Miles was born. Miles is an achievement. He's a healthy, smart and beautifully unique 2-year-old with a weird streak and a great sense of humor. He's a lucky boy. He has a mummy, a mama and a daddy, as well as 4 cousins, 7 aunties and uncles, 5 grandparents and countless extended family and friends. Miles is also lucky to be born into an open-minded family who will never make him feel like he is worth less than others if he happens to be different in any way. I have always struggled with my sexuality. Right up until Miles was born, I still hadn't accepted it. In fact, this article is somewhat of a coming out for me. I always thought of my discretion about my sexuality as a strength and I would go to great lengths to hide it. It wasn't easy, in fact it nearly cost me my life. I've since realized that strength is the ability to be yourself in a world that will often tell you that you are somehow a lesser person. I want to set an example for my son, not to hide, not to be afraid, but to push outside your comfort zone and be proud of who you are and where you come from. Patrick, Kylie, Alana and their son Miles. Photographs supplied. My parents undoubtedly struggled personally with the realization that 3 of their sons were gay. But they never let this be known. They were both raised in Catholic families, but have become unlikely gay rights warriors, attending same-sex marriage rallies in the hope that their gay sons will soon have the same rights as their straight sons. After all, we're all cut from the same cloth, some more rainbow-colored than others. My parents are amazing. They are an inspiration not just to their children, but to everyone who knows our family. My big, gay, loving family. Sorry, Bob Catter. In this case, gay has a double meaning. Are an amazing example of how a mixed family can not only work, but thrive. If all it takes to change my mind is to bear witness to the love 2 same-sex parents can bestow upon their child, then I hope this story reaches many of those who stand up so staunchly for family values. My family is valuable. In fact, we're so rare, a better word would be priceless.